Thank you, Sandy and Scott. It's certainly an honor to receive this degree and to share the podium with you both and the other distinguished speakers here today. It's certainly fun for me to be back. I'd like to provide my own perspective of a Goucher education based on my long relationship with the college. My mother graduated, as you heard, in the class of 1922 on a morning probably like this one, with graduates surrounded by proud families and friends. In other respects, it was quite different. My mother's commencement took place on the original city campus in the heart of Baltimore, where she spent her entire 4 years of college. Later, when my sister entered the class of 1950, she lived in the city for 2 years and then moved to the Towson campus, which was considered country then. When I entered Goucher several years later, it was still a campus in its growing stages. I think a new building was added every year I was here. First the science building, then the library, then the gymnasium, and of course I see it's still growing. The Athenaeum is certainly beautiful, and I'm anxious to have a little tour of it later. The college was quite different in those early years in other ways, with its all-female, homogeneous student body and just a sprinkling of foreign students. And there were other more subtle differences. My mother was a chemistry major, and in today's world, she probably would have gone on to medical school, as so many of you seem to be doing. Although my grandfather was a physician himself, he didn't encourage her to continue her studies, but expected my mother to marry and raise a family, which she happily did. I'm grateful, of course. She was a steady presence in my life and a fount of wisdom. Even in my era, employment was viewed as temporary by most of us. However, many graduates, of course, were encouraged to enter their professions and also found other ways to contribute to their communities. The Alumni magazine relates their accomplishments from the earliest years until now. Today, of course, opportunities have expanded tremendously. Most graduates need to pursue careers for their economic well-being as well as fulfillment. Those who choose to raise families often simultaneously. When we left college, we were expected to be involved in our communities, to know the issues of the day, to give our time and talents to significant causes. We were told that, after all, we were educated women and we had responsibilities. Women in my generation have committed thousands of volunteer hours to causes or nonprofit institutions. And what would those institutions do without their volunteer leadership? My primary satisfaction in life is my role as wife and mother. But my volunteer work has been an additional source of fulfillment. Throughout all the changes this college has seen, one critical constant remains: a commitment to the liberal arts. Sandy Unger has reaffirmed to the Goucher community the relevance of a liberal arts education. In relation to that, he instituted the study abroad requirement. His vision has in many ways made Goucher the exciting place it is today. When my husband and I moved to Dallas in 1957, the only people I knew were two Goucher classmates. There was a Goucher College Club of about 25 women that met regularly, and I enjoyed our get-togethers. One of the most prominent members was Judge Sarah Tillman Hughes from the class of 1917. You may remember that it was she who administered the oath of office to Lyndon B. Johnson following the death of President Kennedy in Dallas. A very sad day. She was a wonderful mentor to some of us who are still in our 20s, and she was a great example of an accomplished woman. She loved Goucher, and she rarely missed a meeting. Last month, Goucher graduates and parents in the Dallas area gathered to greet Beth and Sandy Younger and to say farewell to them. And what a difference from the Goucher Club of long ago. There was a large group of women and men of diverse backgrounds and nationalities and cultures. But we have a common bond, an appreciation and affection for our alma mater. In that spirit of affection for the college, I want to thank President Unger for all he's done to make Goucher strong today and prepared for the future. As for me, I have always been grateful for my years here. I don't listen to a symphony or an opera or look at a work of art without remembering my classes in music and art appreciation. I don't read a newspaper without thinking of my history and political science classes. One of my favorite classes was a course I took called Practical Politics in the then recently established Field Politics Center. Week after week, we took field trips to government offices in Washington. We also spent many required hours of volunteer work in local campaign offices. So, when my husband ran for president, I had some insight into politics, and I needed it. Goucher prepared me to handle life as it came. 129 years ago, our founders, John and Mary Fisher Goucher, and I quote, they had a vision, preparing students to face the complexity of the world by expanding intellectual horizons and serving the greater good. I feel sure the college has prepared you graduates for the years ahead. And so, to the class of 2014, on behalf of the classes that have gone before you, congratulations. Our best wishes go with you. Thank you.